Good evening, everyone. Well, good morning for us. Welcome back to the channel for a late preview for UFC 313 this weekend, where we'll see Alex Pereira make his third title defense of his light heavyweight title against Ankalaev. I can't pronounce his first name properly, but
Magomed.
yeah, well, what he said.
I thought you were going to say Mamadashvili.
No, joining me this evening or morning is Callum Sanderson and Jamie Phillips. How are we doing today, boys?
I'm all good, man.
Look, I'm ecstatic, bro.
Well, for people that haven't, watched Coppish and seen the post-match reaction of Liverpool's robbery in Paris, then make sure to check that out after you check this out as well.
Celebration.
It's a celebration. Also, make sure to hit the like button, share button, and subscribe button as well. Subscribe to both these guys' channels. Links are always in the description. Now, let's get down to business. UFC 313, we're getting the long-anticipated fight between Alex Pereira and Ankalaev. How are we feeling about the fight now it's coming up to fight week?
I'm really happy this fight's
It don't like it, no, Joe?
No? Completely throw me off. I'm actually really happy the fight's actually been made. I think this is a fight where the UFC could have continued to pivot away from because of the danger of Ankalaev and the fact that he's not a very popular fighter. You want to keep the fighter on top. I'm happy the fight's being made because I genuinely believe this could be a legacy-defining fight for Pereira because of everyone hitting him with this stick that if he fights a grappler, he's got no chance. If he goes out there and beats Ankalaev and does it in devastating fashion, even though we know Ankalaev is an elite grappler, it kind of quietens everyone down and it puts him at the table as one of the best light heavyweights to do it in the UFC.
Yeah, Jamie, what are your thoughts? I know you've been quite vocal on many streams about this particular matchup. So, has your mind changed considering it's fight week and media day to day? They've been, Alex Pereira's been, throwing a bit of diss on Ankalaev, saying he's not being a proper Muslim and not observing Ramadan properly, and said that he's just going to use it as an excuse when he loses. That's not, making your enjoyment of it a little bit more?
I didn't know they were fighting this weekend, to be honest. I thought it was Pereira versus Nina drama because that's the only videos UFC are putting out.
Yeah, it's true.
It's the only videos UFC are putting out.
Is there going to be is there going to be a press conference for this?
Yeah.
If Nina's available, then probably.
Of course. Shout out Andre, shout out CJ as well. Big up everyone.
Big up.
Look, I always look forward to Pereira fights. It's Pereira, but I've got some bad news for everyone in a bit. Continue though.
Got some bad news. Well, I think today I need to go like a bit of like detective work. We need to bust this myth that has been circulating since this fight has been made about Ankalaev's grappling credentials, right? Because everyone has assumed, because Ankalaev is Russian, that they've just assumed that he's got the Sambo style on lock. He's a mean submission machine. The grappling's on point. You better fear the grappling. But I'm going to bring up something interesting. I'm going to bring up something interesting on the screen. Right, I'm going to minimize this. Right. Can everybody see that? Everybody see that properly. Big screen.
Yeah.
This is Magomed Ankalaev's takedown accuracy statistics with him in the UFC. What does this scream to everyone in the chat? Does this scream that he is an elite grappler with elite takedowns? Does that scream that to everyone?
Okay. I'm All right, so the reason why I say this is difficult to go by is how it doesn't say how. It says has it say how many he's attempted? 32.
32.
I actually don't think that's bad from 32. The reason I say that is because when he tends to get someone down, he tends to keep them down. So if he shoots 3 times in a fight and he only gets 1 takedown, but that takedown he keeps them down for let's say 4 minutes and 22 seconds, then it's actually good. But
Yeah.
I will still maintain, like yourselves, he's not an elite grappler. He's just the best grappler that Pereira would have fought.
Well, I'd have to argue that he's probably not the best grappler he would have fought. And then obviously you go down here. Like, look at this. Win by method, guys, yeah? He has 0 submission wins in the UFC. 0. So this myth that he will submit him, yes, it could happen because you know what the UFC's like. Like, you can't take any scenario for granted. But even when you look at the statistics, like, if he's not going to knock him out, then he's going to go to a decision.
Yeah.
But I'll just take this off the screen, right? So that's the thing. That's the big myth, right? And we know those two have been going back and forth. Like, Ankalaev has made this pretty clear from the get-go. I'm not going to try and grapple you. I'm going to stay on the feet.
Yeah.
And CJ says it's bang on the money. If it stays on the feet, he thinks Pereira's going to make it look easy. And name a fighter that Pereira's fought against when they've said, yeah, I'm going to stand with you. How does that end up working out?
Unless you're Izzy, not very good. Khalil Roundtree managed to do well for a couple of rounds as well.
Oh,
Yeah,
he played with him.
Yeah, sort of. Yeah, did it right for the first 2 rounds. I thought, okay, I'll be generous. He did well for the first 2 rounds.
Yeah,
and then Pereira just got into that flow state and then literally turned it into a walking punch.
He made Roundtree look like he had average stand up. Do you know how mad that is?
Yeah.
That's just mad. But it's fine going that way, guys. It's fine going that way.
Physically broke him down. Like, we were watching that fight,
horrible.
we were like, oh, it's brutal.
But unfortunately, this fight's not going to be like that.
Yeah, look, and even like Ankalaev said here, like, quote from the media day, whether or not it'll stand with Alex Pereira. You know, we'll come out there in the stand-up and then we'll see what happens. Like, if he like that screams to me like he's just gonna just gonna trade in the pocket and let's see what we're gonna do.
That suggests to me that he's going to eat a couple of leg kicks and say, no, F this, I'm gonna take you down.
Well, remember the Jan Blachowicz fight? Because let's be honest, I think we can all agree, like, Pereira's toughest test at light heavyweight has been Jan Blachowicz. Can you remember in that Blachowicz Ankalaev fight, the times that Ankalaev managed to successfully, take down Blachowicz?
He did mainly in the 5th round, if I'm not mistaken. But do you remember that fight? What Blachowicz did to his legs? The fact that he's southpaw as well, his lead leg is right there for Alex Pereira.
Yeah, and this is the thing that has been circulating. Like, yes, like, this is Alex. Is it one of his toughest tests? Yes, probably, but it's not going to be in the way that people have been trying to portray it to be. What do you think, Jamie, about this?
It's going to be a cockfest. I'm telling you, what he's going to do, this is what he's going to do. He's going to close the distance so Pereira can't do leg kicks because he knows that. He's going to close the distance and he's just going to rub his cock on him for 50 minutes, laying on the cage. That's what he's going to do. He's going to grapple him up to the cage.
Think he's going to keep him in the clinch?
Yeah, clinch him on the cage, cock rub him for 25 minutes and get a points decision.
So do the Juliana Pena.
It's what he's going to do because he can't. If he wants to stand, look, he's not thick enough.
Dangerous. He's
not going to stand there with Pereira. I don't think there's any fighter in the world who really actually wants to stand there with Pereira. It's too dangerous. He's going to have his left foot out, which is going to be leg kick to hell. I think he's going to grapple, push him to the cage, and just do some dirty boxing, keep him out of the cage as much as he can. Use his size and strength as well, and keep him in that position and just bore his way to a victory. That's his game plan. So what Pereira's got to do is try and push him off as much as he can, catch him when he can, but it's not going to be them. It's either go end very quickly with Pereira just finishing him, like not messing about, like Hill, or it's going to go 5 rounds and it's going to be quite dull.
Well,
that's what Ankalaev does, man. He has dull fights. Ankalaev don't have exciting fights.
Yeah,
he's dull.
Yeah, again, like he does have 11 knockouts.
He's beige.
You
know what I mean?
I don't know what we're gonna. Do you know what? Screw it. Yeah, let's go through some of the quotes on media day. Everyone that's tuned in at this late time, big up as well. Let's go through some of his quotes. This is quote number 1, I'd say the most controversial one, because I don't like it when fighters talk about other fighters' religions and stuff like that. And Alex went there today. He claims that Ankalaev is not fasting and is planning to use Ramadan as an excuse if he loses at UFC 313. Bold words, but we do know that Ankalaev, since that statement, has said that he will be breaking his fast early throughout fight week to make sure that he has a successful and healthy weight cut. So, do you think we could see Ankalaev use that as an excuse? Should he lose?
I hope he doesn't.
I don't care about all this.
Yeah, I hope he doesn't use that as an excuse. What
do you think, guys, about this? This literally just come off my X timeline. We won't go into some of them in details because they need separate videos in itself. Pereira's named his 3 opponents he thinks are most likely after Mamed Ankalaev. Which one out of that list is the most realistic?
John Jones and Pereira in the summer. Dana White basically said it today. He basically said it today without saying it.
What I said yesterday, Luke.
He basically said it.
He actually said Tom Aspinall, John Jones in the summer.
He said John Jones will fight in the summer, and then he said if Pereira wins, he can call his shot because he'll be pound for pound number 1.
Yeah, I better get off my screen real quick.
I don't think we see Aspinall Jones. I think Pereira gets. I think the performance that I think Pereira is going to get this weekend. I think Pereira calls out Jones. Dana goes for it.
There's no one else at 170 to fight, 205 to fight.
He'd cleaned that division.
He's cleaned it out real quick because he fights every month.
Real.
and I know that we've spoken about we've not really been looking forward to this fight. Well, Pereira's been bang up for this fight because also on media day he said that he asked Hunter Campbell to book him at UFC 305 last August, 49 days after beating Yuri Prochazka. But the UFC turned down this request because they wanted a longer build-up. I don't know what longer build-up you mean, because the build-up has been pretty effing dead for this whole...
They don't do build-ups.
Because they don't do no build-up, no story, no nothing. But that's because other members of the UFC, they've got other projects that's been announced. TKO boxing.
If Pereira finishes, let's put it this way. I'm hoping Pereira finishes him proper quick because Ankalaev has got a way of making fights quite boring and dull. So I'm hoping Pereira gets rid of him quite quickly. If Pereira gets rid of him quite quickly, I don't literally know what his next fight is if it's not a heavyweight. He's not going down to 185 for DDP. He's too big now and he's too old. DDP would have to come up, but I don't think he'd come up to 205. I think it'd be a catch weight. So that's
I think he'd come up to 205, but that's a separate thing. I think I saw something like him and
it would not be pretty if he came up.
Him and Hamzat's going to be made for 318, I think, which I saw. Take that.
That's what I'm saying. It's not going to be Duplessis next. It's Jones, and I'll be honest. Alex Pereira don't want that smoke with Usyk in boxing.
And DDP's next fight is the winner of the
It's Hamzat. It's Hamzat.
It's Hamzat.
Yeah,
So
and plus,
it's him as
the
Hamzat.
decent thing, like with regards to the TKO guys, there'll be a separate stream video, hopefully this week, depending on our schedules, breaking down this monumental announcement. But the only thing with the Usyk Pereira thing, Dana's said on Pat McAfee, he does not want any UFC fighters crossing over to fight in this new TKO boxing league. So we'll touch on it at a separate date.
What
So
the fuck's
unless
the point of it?
Usyk's retire from the UFC to do the boxing thing, that fight's non-starter. It's just him trying to jump up in stress.
Sorry,
It's similar
I know we said we wouldn't speak about it, but surely, if you've got a boxing league, that's the perfect way to say, right, you two want to do a boxing match against each other and still make the same money that you would in MMA. Yeah, go on then. Surely.
I don't know who. I'm very confused by his boxing league because ain't boxers got other promoters? So what, they gotta leave their promoters to join TKO?
Well, I will touch on
we'll
that separate thing because I
yeah,
think
a lot of
I think
questions.
we need to read the announcement and read between the lines because I've got a sneaky feeling I know what they're going to put on as the main event of their first show. I've just got a feeling, but we'll touch on it at.
Well, it's got to be Canelo Crawford, isn't it?
Yeah. So yeah, we'll touch on that.
I mean.
Yeah. Back to the main event. Let's get predictions, guys. Let's get predictions. What are we feeling for this prediction? I'll start off with you, Jamie.
Jamie, before you go, you have a responsibility to the MMA community, but you also have a responsibility to me, your friend.
I honestly think Pereira will win.
You don't think you will, or you do?
No, I think Pereira will win. I always back Pereira in every fight. I always do. I think Pereira will walk down the ring as he gets to cage side, where he's been checked over. He will turn into some sort of Sambo grand magician. It would just transform into his body like he plugged into the Matrix, and he would have, and then win the fight. My only little worry is that Ankalaev is probably the biggest, strongest guy. I would say fought at 205 physically from a physical standpoint. I'm just wondering if Ankalaev will, he can bore fights out, and if he tries to grapple with him standing up to close the distance, and tries to just grapple in the cage, and I've seen fights like that go before. So I'm going to go Pereira. I'm hoping Pereira gets it done early and just gets him out of there, and we move. But yeah, Pereira has to win for the sake of MMA.
A9 says, "Pick up, lads. Jamie Pereira's going to lose. Let us know how you think Pereira's going to lose. A9. I'd be very interested. I think I'll go with you, Cam, because I think we're all going to agree on the main event winner.
Yeah, I've got Pereira. I think he knows that Ankalaev isn't going to stand with him the whole time. But I think people sleep on the fact he's worked with Glover Teixeira and does work with Glover Teixeira all the time. Glover was an elite grappler himself.
Better than Ankalaev.
Better than Ankalaev. 100%. Glover was finishing people on the ground.
He's probably better than most active light heavyweights.
Yeah, I would. I'm going to go second round finish for Pereira
for the good of MMA aspect, man.
I'm going to go with the prediction that Izzy made. I'm going to go third to fourth round KO.
Izzy loves Pereira, man. He heard him talk about Pereira.
They love each other. The thing is, their rivalry's never been personal. It's always competitive.
This is a physical thing, ain't it? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and they were
it's just a macho thing, but
yeah, my dick.
Big up Jamal Hill. Big up Jamal Hill because he's predicted Ankalaev to win.
Jamal Hill's got issues. He's got massive issues, and Jamal
yeah, with Pereira, it's weird.
Maybe CT's real because I don't see how Ankalaev, picks up the win here. Like
Hill's terrible.
I don't. You say you don't see how? I don't know. I see a path for victory for Ankalaev.
I just see a very like a little teeny path. Like, I don't.
He has to bore it out. He has to make it so boring to win.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a feeling Pereira's going to get knocked out or submitted.
That would.
The
If
thing is,
Pereira gets knocked out, it'd be.
the
I
thing
don't
is,
think
though, now,
Ankalaev hits hard enough.
well, the thing is, he has 11 knockouts, 6 first-round finishes, so I can see
Against pussies.
where he's put, like, he can see him getting knocked out, getting submitted. If it was a different, if like Ankalaev, if he had like submission wins on his resume, then yes, I'd be like, yes, and the grappling's up there. This guy has no submission wins, man. No submission wins. This guy is not a submission specialist. It's the cow curse. Yeah, but me and Jamie are both predicting the same thing. That counteracts the cow curse.
Yeah, or you guys could have just now been brought into it.
No,
I might have to kick you out real quick. Yeah, so I think this is probably like one of the rare times that
I'm immune to any curse.
Yeah, that's true. I think this is like one of the first times that we've actually all
I always
agreed
go for
on the
Pereira,
main
didn't
event.
Yeah, Pereira's got the reach advantage, but the leg reach advantage is actually with Ankalaev. I think Pereira beats up that lead leg. Unless Ankalaev's going to come out as orthodox, and if he comes out orthodox, then it might even be worse.
Yeah,
could be an early.
The moment Pereira finds his range with that leg kick, he's done.
Pereira's just different, man. I love Pereira, man. He's my guy. So I said he's the pound for pound best in the company. So
CJ with a comment here.
It's Makachev, but I'm not mad at Pereira either.
I honestly don't even think this is a fight. Pereira slows him down with the leg kicks, then KOs him. Yeah, I can see that.
It goes like this as well. I'm telling you, the punch that finishes it. That's it.
And guess what? He's not gonna and he's not gonna cleanly connect with the punch.
No,
he's not gonna cleanly connect.
It's grazing like that.
He's knocking out.
Pereira's like,
and when you see it, it's just get top of the head.
Finish off with ground and pound, and then looks at him as if to say, "Is this all you got?"
I would love it if Ankalaev starts like Hamzat.
It'd
be interesting if he does start like Hamzat, but
I don't think he's got
just don't think that's part of his nature, man.
No,
I don't think he's got the stamina either to do it.
Yeah. Right. Co-main event time.
So just gonna grab a drink, bro. I'll be back in a second.
Yeah. So everyone that's tuned in, let us know in the comments what you think of our predictions for the of the main event. If you agree, disagree, let us know in the comments below. Whilst we just wait for Callum to get a drink, CJ with another comment. It'll be a grazing punch off the top of the head, and Ankalaev's legs turns the noodle, straight right hand, puts him to bed early.
Facts.
Yeah, I like that. Co-main event time. Justin Gaethje will be fighting the returning Rafael Fiziev in a rematch to UFC London about 18 months ago. Obviously, this is Fiziev's first fight since tearing his ACL against Matthias Gamrot last year. Obviously, this is Gaethje's first fight back since April last year, where he got sent to the shadow realm by Max Holloway in probably one of the more worst one-sided beatdowns you'll probably see in the UFC, and then finished off with an excellent, scrap at the end. But Jamie, how are you feeling? Because obviously we're all disappointed that it's not Dan Hooker versus Gaethje, because we know Dan Hooker suffered a hand injury, which I think he now had successful surgery, so he's on the road to recovery. So hopefully we see him back soon. But how are you feeling about this matchup? Are you still a bit bummed out that this is the fight that we've got?
Yeah,
do you think this is the only fight they could have picked?
It's the only fight they could have picked, to be fair, because everyone, as we've said before, all booked up and all that. So it's probably the only fight they could have done for an exciting fight. I think they're looking for a fun fight to make. So, Fiziev he's a good stand-up fighter as well. So it should be a good one. But I feel for Dan Hooker, because I think Dan Hooker would have beaten Gaethje. I really do. I think Gaethje's going to lose in this fight as well to Fiziev. I think that knockout that Gaethje took, I've been saying it for a while now. I don't think Gaethje should be fighting anymore. You know, when you listen to him talk, he sounds
He
muddled.
sounds like CK, not gonna lie. He sounds
Yeah.
like CK.
He sounds like he's reading a book backwards. You know what I mean? That's how he sounds, and
Mm.
I don't like fighters fighting for too long and getting all brain injuries and that. That knockout to Max Holloway, I don't know if you can get over that as a fighter. I
No, I
just
don't
don't
think
know.
so.
I just don't know if you can get over that as a fighter, especially as far in his career has gone. Now, as Gaethje go fight, look, Gaethje's got quality wrestling. He never uses it, but he has got quality wrestling. But
I think
uses it in his
ironically,
game.
Jamie, like I think the Fiziev fight, it was the first time he actually threw a takedown in his whole UFC career.
So that's what I'm
Like,
saying. He
a successful
might
takedown.
he might use more takedowns in this fight because
Mm.
I think he's got to start changing his game. He can't just keep throwing. Look, Gaethje is one of the most violent fighters I've ever seen in the UFC. There's no doubt. I think we'll all agree with that. And people in the chat, he's super violent. I just don't know if he can keep doing that. I don't know if he can keep doing that. So I'm going to say it's going to be a tough one for Gaethje. He's got to use his wrestling in this game. He's got to be a bit different. I just want to see how he reacts after that because it's his first fight since Max Holloway, isn't it? So I want to see how he reacts to that because that knockout was disgusting. And
hey, Callie, I see you in the back, but it just says remove. So I'm going to remove you.
Yeah,
and come back in, and then I'll add you back in.
Cool.
Oh no, hold on. Add to stage. Yeah, done.
Oh.
So, so Callie, so what's your thoughts on? Obviously, this is the co-main event that probably people didn't really want to see because we're all looking forward to seeing Hooker Gaethje. But what are your thoughts on this rematch between the two?
I'm not. It's a bit anticlimactic, isn't it? Because Hooker Gaethje was meant to be the fight, in it. We'd never seen those two fight. Hooker's on an upward trajectory. Also, Fiziev he's coming back from an ACL injury as well.
You got face Gaethje's leg kicks.
The leg kicks. They fought already, and they fought in a 3-rounder in the O2 in London. I think Gaethje Gaethje did get the victory there. This is probably one of the worst fights to come back to after an injury on a long layoff and on short notice as well. And Gaethje's going to want revenge for what happened to him against Max as well. I think all the signs point towards a Gaethje win, and it could be quite brutal if I'm going to be honest as well.
I think I'll go through a couple of other comments here because they bring up some great points. Like CJ, interesting to see how Gaethje handles a flush punch after that brutal KO. Yeah, because we saw him get sent to the shadow realm by Max Holloway. I want to see how that chin resistance is because once it goes. Like just look at Tony Ferguson. Like
know, but Gaethje got a sustained beat down and then got knocked out. It wasn't just like a boom. It wasn't just like a flash. Like he got beaten up and then got laid out.
Yeah. A9, this is the end of Gaethje. A9, I don't know. Cal, why are your eyes offside today?
I barely had any sleep. I barely had any sleep. This is just life, though. It is what it is.
Yeah, that's called dad life.
Yeah.
That's called dad life.
I don't know. I can sleep, man. I'm good.
Yeah, it's all right for some, innit?
Yeah, all right for some. Yeah, no, you won't be
I don't sleep, like, and it's got nothing to do with the children. You know what I mean? No, I think I'm hoping Gaethje gets destroyed in this fight.
I'd love Fiziev to get.
Hold on. You want him to get destroyed, so not lose. You want him to get destroyed.
Oh yeah. I want to get him. He needs to get beaten bad. He needs to get him proper to know what's good for him.
It happened in the long fight. No.
And that's what I was saying earlier. Yeah, I want Justin to retire. I don't want him fighting no more.
I
said to Luke, you know, when you hear him talk now, he sounds like he reads a book backwards. Do you know what I mean? It's just, I don't want brain damage on fighters, man. And he sounds a bit, I worry about him. And that knockout to Max was so devastating
Yeah.
I don't know if he can come back from that. If he does, big up to him. But if he comes back from it and wins, he's got to carry on fighting. And
Yeah,
I worry. That's why I want Fiziev to beat him badly, so he doesn't come back, because that'd be 2 devastating losses in a row, and he's got to then call it quits. That's my reasoning for wanting him being beaten.
I hear it. Yeah, I hear it. I can't argue with that.
Yo, apparently, Google just leaked the UFC 313 results, so I'm gonna screenshot that.
What?
I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna be so interested if that comes out.
What, their AI? Google AI.
I thought Triple H was only booking WWE now. Or is it?
Yeah, I'm gonna send it in the chat. I'll be very interested if any of that.
If they're all the same, yeah. If they're all the same,
that would be crazy.
Yeah, no, actually, it's bullshit. She's got Pereira win by submission. So yeah, that ain't fucking real.
Yeah,
that ain't real. That ain't real.
If he does,
lol.
Yeah, that's scary.
I will just like.
Can you imagine?
I'll
He just chokes him out. He just chokes him out. He just chokes him out.
No, it's got all the people on the A side of the card. It's got all of them winning as well. So, yeah, that ain't happening.
So it's not like
it's just shit AI, isn't it?
Yeah. I think someone just literally just edited that.
Yeah, and also we'll just look else what's on the card. Oh yeah, predictions. What you got, Callum? I'll start with you, Callum.
Is it? Do we know if it's a 3-round or 5-round yet?
3-rounder.
Yeah, this fight don't give me 5 rounds.
Gaethje decision. Maybe a late stoppage in the 3rd round.
Gaethje domination, clean win. I don't want it to be so, but I think
Gaethje win via doctor stoppage.
Yeah, I could see that happening.
I reckon Gaethje's going to end up re-injuring that knee of Fiziev's with some brutal leg kicks.
I think Dan Hooker would have beaten Gaethje if they fought, though.
I feel like
Dan Hooker's return fight, Max Holloway.
Yeah, sign me up for that.
Yeah, sign me up. Also, on the card, usually I would go through the other fights on the card, but I have to be completely honest. I'm too tired. I'm really tired. I mean, straight up, because there's some other great fights on the card. Jalen Turner versus Ignacio Bahamondes. I think I pronounced it properly. Lemos versus Lucindo, and then King Green versus Chicho Ruffy. And then, ironically, do you know who's headlining the prelims? Curtis Blades versus Rivian.
I thought that fight was promoted.
Who basically, if you don't know who Rusam Kanuev is, he's a drug cheat, and he fought Pereira and lost. No, he beat Pereira, who Ngannou just walked through. So if Curtis Blades beats Kunev, then that's another narrative.
Yeah.
But then also, there's some good fights on the prelims. Joshua Van versus Ray Tashura. Bruno Ferreira versus Petrotskan. And then I've got Alex Morono. But so what? Yeah, some good fights on the card as well. Chris Gutierrez on the prelims. So yeah, this should be a great card. Anything you guys want to add before I end this?
No, I just hope the fighters make it there healthy, and I just hope we have a good set of fights. My only reservation, I do believe, if Pereira gets the victory that we all predicted, you're gonna be crashing out, Luke. You're gonna be crashing out, bro.
No, I'm gonna stop. Yeah, I've got a feeling that you could be right. No. Jeremy, anything else you want to add to this card at all?
Yeah, the card's shit. But
I don't think it's crap. It could just be better. But I don't think it's crap. We say that.
Yeah,
I just
hope it's average, man.
I just hope it's not
it's
a
like,
seat first.
Yeah, it's like the water park at Alton Towers, ain't it? It's not Florida, is it? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's that's what I'm saying, man. The first two fights are good. The last two fights are good. I think we'll go a bit exciting. I just don't know about the rest of the card. I ain't got a lot of interest. Now, the next pay-per-view looks quality.
Yeah. When's that? Is that like a week after my birthday?
It's the week before Mania. The weekend
yeah,
before.
After my birthday. I'll be
TK gonna dominate that week.
I'll be on a high, and it'll be the weekend before Liverpool will probably win the league. The weekend after.
Yeah. So that week, and then the week, the following Sunday after that is Mania night too. So yeah, and Easter Sunday.
My only wish is for Callum to fall asleep. Well, if you want him to fall asleep, then make sure you tune into the pay-per-view this Sunday because
he will.
I guarantee you.
I'm out all day I'm out all day on the Saturday as well. Yeah, it's gonna be a rough one, boys. Yeah.
April 12th for 3:14. Yeah, but I think
where you going Saturday?
Simon's birthday next week, so we're popping out on Saturday for our birthday because we won't be able to do anything in the week. Iona's missus.
Oh,
big happy birthday!
Happy birthday, Callum! I hope you got the present, or else you better get that couch prepared, my friend.
He's gave her 3 presents already, man.
And it couldn't be refunded either.
No.
There's no receipt for the kids.
It's the greatest present a dad can give, you know what I mean?
Technically, yeah.
And I know
it's the only thing we're good for. It's the only thing we're good for.
Yeah. Plus, it only just took Callum combine 30 seconds for all 3. But
32. Put some respect on my name, bro.
Put it this way. My second one, when he was conceived, Usain Bolt I was quicker than Usain Bolt. Let's just put it that way.
Oh, guys, you got anything else you want to write? Anything coming out?
Oh no, I don't think you can match that.
I ain't got time to waste it. You know what I mean?
You here for it? Are you here for a good time? A long time.
Yeah. Time is money, man. Time is money.
Because they're draining your money.
Yeah, I gave up training a long time ago.
Betting all the time to get the money back.
Exactly. Oh.
No, guys, get anything you guys want to promote at all?
I'd like to promote El Brook in our next fight.
Luke is tired. I'm very tired. That's why.
I've got another show after this as well.
Hey, shout out the show you're doing afterwards. Yeah. Shout out the show you're doing afterwards, Cal.
It's not going to be live. It will be coming out in the morning. I'm going to be doing a show with Saeed, which is going to be so much fun because I'm just going to gloat about them getting knocked out of the FA Cup and Liverpool just beating PSG. So I'm going to have so much fun on that. Poor Saeed. Every week it's just me laughing.
Did you see his crash out, Cal? Please go watch his crash out, please.
Oh, I will.
We'll probably watch it afterwards, like behind the scenes. Like, I'll show you.
Yeah, please.
But anyway, guys, a massive thank you for you guys tuning in. Guys, on the channel, depending on what our schedules are for the rest of the week, hopefully we will have another live stream discussing the big announcement, the TKO announcement, the boxing league, what that means for boxing, what that's going to potentially mean for the UFC, and much, much more. When it comes to other videos this week, I think it just all depends on how I'm feeling in the mornings before going to work. Will depend on if I do anything for the rest of the week. But stay tuned. That's all I'm going to say. And also, massive thanks for the love for the Tom Aspinall reaction video. 600 views means a lot. Shows that the hard work's going. It's actually working. So I now just got to be more consistent. But
you got this, man. You got this.
Thank you. Right, guys. We will see you all very soon, and we'll see you on Sunday at the latest. We should be back this week, but just depends. I'm too tired. Peace.
Shama.